All right, guys, well, I'm going to quickly meet you and we're going to get this thing on the road. Okay, so today, second last session of these lives. Okay, so what we're going to do today, guys, is slightly different. We're going to just kind of find ourselves a little bit of a wall, okay? And we're going to go into wall spines. We haven't done this for a long time. Hang on. There it is. So we're going to go into a wall spine just to kind of get that spine moving and grooving. And I'm going to talk you through what we're going to be doing on the wall. Most of you should know this. There may be a few of you who've never done this before, so we'll break it down. Okay, so effectively what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to lean against the wall. Now, it's a shame that you can't see what's happening behind me, but our intention is to have everything glued onto the wall. Okay, and that key term being glued. So think about like the top of your buttock. Okay, so your glute, your lower back. Okay, so your hips are already tucked to make sure the lower back is on the wall. Everything is pressed into the wall, including the back of your head. The only space you're going to have in that is in that cervical area, so behind the neck. Okay, so what we're going to do here is going with that theme of glued on the wall. Imagine you're a sticker on the wall, and you're going to slowly start to peel the hips off first. Everything is still onto the wall. You're going to slowly keep coming up by tucking your hips, drawing your tummy in, and you're going to slowly make your way as high as possible. And then you're going to slowly stick yourself back on the wall. So slow, controlled, mid back goes onto the wall, butt is not touching the wall yet. The lower back hits the wall first. And then slowly the last thing to go onto the wall is the butt. So we're going to just kind of slow and controlled, keep articulating each vertebra as much as possible. Okay, so at the top, think about lifting your sternum up, but you shouldn't be kind of sliding up and down the wall. So your head should be in the same place. Okay, and the only thing that's moving is the spine back onto the wall and then up off the wall. And as always with spine, we're looking to kind of go slow and we're looking to connect some dots. So you may find there may be areas where you move in chunks, okay? That's okay. So you're trying to slow it down and see if you can just take one vertebra off up of the wall at a time, and obviously also glue them back on the wall when you're on your way down. So nice and slow. Notice what the front of the body has to do to help the back of the body. Okay, so those of you who know what we're doing, we can start to actually lift the shoulders up and just be on the kind of the top of our head essentially. And slowly peel the back of the neck onto the wall if you can, then the upper back, then make our way down like the way we have been working. Okay, so often in the studio, what we'll say is, like give yourself 1 or 2 reps that you're going to do as slow as possible. So slow that it may feel like that you're barely moving, okay? But you obviously are moving. So let's see if you can throw one of those slow reps, slow as possible. Okay, so starting from the bottom, slow. Slow as possible, gluing yourself back as well. And then kind of sort of back to normal pace again, which is not very fast. You should try feel those bony landmarks of the spine, okay, onto the wall. That's how much you're trying to press the backs of your spine onto the wall. Okay, last rep. Okay, once you're done, we'll come away from the wall and then just sitting onto knees, high knee, low knee, it's totally up to you. We're going to simply go into yes, no, okay, just with the head. Okay, so fingers are pointed down to the ground, shoulders are down into the pockets. We're going to just tuck our chin into the chest, then slowly look into no, which is going to be looking over our shoulder. And then okay, E to the shoulder, side to side. From here, we're going to thread the needle. Okay, so for this, we're going to just take it slightly differently. Okay, similar to what we did last Thursday. We're going to feed that hand through, and we're going to try find the ground with the outside of our shoulders. Head rests on the ground. The hand that's in front of our face. We're going to imagine we're going to draw an arrow. So we're going to, elbow is going to come up slowly. See if you can get straight up, reaching to the ceiling. The intention here is to stack that top shoulder along top of the bottom shoulder. So you're really moving at the spine or the shoulder blade level rather than just flinging your arms across, okay? So again, when you're ready, just feed that through. Head rests slowly. And then alternate sides when you're ready. Last one on each side. And backing it up. Okay, from here, big toes together, knees can be nice and wide. And what we're going to do here this morning is, rather than a normal kind of child's pose where we sit back onto the heels and move our hands around, bounce and that sort of thing, we're going to have the bum come on top of the hips somewhat. Okay, so if it helps, you can also have the legs or the feet apart slightly. Okay, now from here, we're going to just wrap the armpits, come onto the fingertips. So again, same thing as a child's pose. Make sure you're not overreaching and feeding this to the front of the shoulders. But effectively, you're going to tuck your bottom underneath. So you're going to tuck your hips into that posterior tilt. Slowly, eyes gaze between the hands, and you're going to take a pause. Okay. Then from there, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to drop the belly button down towards the ground. So we're going to arch that lower back, come back to that posterior tilt. Again, arch that lower back, shoulders are nice and stable. Okay. So we're just going to play with the hip position, anterior tilt to that posterior tilt, anterior tilt to that posterior tilt, anterior, posterior, anterior, posterior. Last one, anterior, then we got posterior, and then slowly back it up. Okay, from here, quick wrists, all of these thumbs together, heel, okay, palms together. So we've got this shape happening. We're gonna place them onto the ground, press the world away, and we're just going to go into one big kick-ass circle in one direction and then make our way the other way. It's just nice and simple, nothing too crazy. Okay, so make sure your shoulder blades are trying to spread as much as possible. Your ears are never anywhere near the shoulders. And of course, the fingers are nice and wide, they're active. Okay, what I mean by active is they're working hard for you to effectively be generating force through. Okay, so wider the hands or wider the fingers, the bigger surface area that we'll have under our hands, so bigger base of support. Okay, so just be mindful. From here, we're going to go into fingers back towards our knees like so. Okay, you can take your knees back if you want to a little bit. We're going to just rock forwards and backwards initially, just get into the forearms. Elbows are naturally locked here, so we just have to be mindful of, again, our head position, our shoulder position. And if this is good, all we're going to do here, guys, be mindful with this. So this is going to look different for different people. All we're going to do is we're going to allow the elbows to bend, and we're going to allow the heel of the palms to come off. and then slowly press it back. I'm just going to repeat that process, okay, for about 5 times. Just nice and slow. You're in charge, obviously, of the intensity. Okay, notice that the shoulders do tend to go forward as the elbows come back towards the hips. So again, shoulders should be nowhere near the ears for that reason. Okay, so no one should be shrugging here. Okay, from here, we'll go palms face up to the ceiling. Push the world away. We'll just rock forwards and backwards to start off with. If this is good, we'll just kind of rock side to side a little bit. And if this is all good, we'll just kind of squeeze our fingers for 3, 2, 1, release. Let's do that a couple more times. 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4. Last one. 3, 2, 5, and rest. Okay, shake it off. And then from there, we're going to go into just a nice simple runner's lunge. So 1 knee up, 1 knee down. Okay, we're going to pop the back knee off. I'm just going to rock forwards and backwards initially. And if this is all good, we're going to lift the back knee up by squeezing on backside. We're going to hug the front knee so it doesn't flare out throughout the movement. We're going to drop the elbow closer to the front leg. And then we're going to rotate, reach. For 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Drop, rotate, reach. 3, 2, 2. Drop, rotate, reach. 3, 2, 3. Drop, rotate, reach. 3, 2, 4. And drop, rotate, reach. 3, 2, 5. Boom. We'll swap sides. Again, 1 knee up, 1 knee down. Curl the back toe, lift the back knee up, hands inside the legs and the front leg, rock forwards and backwards, find the halfway point, lift the back knee up, posture, drop the elbows, rotate, reach. 3, 2, 1, drop, rotate, reach. 3, 2, 2, drop, but 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 5. And down. Okay, we're going to just, boom, come onto our back. Let's go into glute raises. So remember with this, guys, we're going to just bring the heels back to the bum. Hands at either side. Just tuck your butt, okay, underneath you so the low back is on the ground. Then from there, we're going to pump the hips up using our butt for 20 reps. Okay, so we're going to come up, kiss the ground, drive up. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom. Okay. So from there, all we're going to do is quick drink of water if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves I'm going to use a journal. Okay, so you need something to put on top of your hands. We're going to quickly go into our teacups like last week, just to get the shoulders greased up. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. I'm also going to open a window because it is wham. Woo. Okay. So from here, guys, we're going to quickly go into our teacups. Teacups, remember, we're going to go a little bit of coordination required at the shoulders. What we're really trying to do here is make sure that we keep the palms faced up to the sitting at all times. And then we're going to be generous with our bending the elbows and the movement at the shoulders. Okay. Now, the two key landmarks that I talk about all the time is, we're going to have our hands straight at one place. Okay. So with pace shoulder blades down in the pocket. When we come in, we bend the elbows. We're also going to have the elbows locked in this shoulders rolled forward into rotation position. Obviously, from there, we bend the elbows again. We arrive in that first position. Okay, so you want to make sure your elbows are locking out in those two positions, which also means you also need to make sure you're bending at the elbows to create movements, underneath or over behind you. Okay, so we'll kind of quickly recap. Okay, just kind of go into just the 5 reps in each direction, just to kind of jog the memory. Okay, before going into the real work. So hands are in front of us. feet are on the ground for the time being. We're gonna bend the elbows, come behind us, over the head, boom, arrive in the starting position. That's one, just nice and simple, just getting that bearings. Now we can allow the spine to move as much as it needs to in any shape or form for us to achieve that task at the shoulders. Okay, you want to basically keep it smooth. Okay, all those rotation work we want to do. The pace needs to be simple. Okay, from there, we're going to reverse it, which is going to be coming back behind us, bending the elbows, arriving in that internal straight arm position, and then boom, through us. Okay, so again, we're just figuring out what the shoulders are doing this morning. Okay, for those of you who haven't done this before, this is just an opportunity to familiarize yourself with what we're trying to do. Again, the spine can come and help. Okay, one more. All right, let's, whoops. Okay, turn the journal, that's amazing. Okay, let's go to the other side, same thing. So bringing it in, boom, behind. Okay, so nice and simple, nothing too crazy. Boom. If the spine was to be, still as, that means a lot of things will just be coming out of the shoulders, okay? So again, you got a couple of options there. If you're feeling like, your shoulders are pretty silky, try keep your spine still as, so everything is forced out of the shoulders. That's fine for me. Let's reverse that. So we're going to go back behind us, come in front, rotate through, boom. And remember, the palms are faced up to the ceiling, no matter where you are in the space. Okay. So if this was a teacup you were holding, you don't want any spillage of that tea. Okay. This is the last one for me, and boom. Okay. So what we're going to do here, come back to the first side. We'll go 30 seconds in one direction and 30 seconds in the other direction. But as you guys know, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to be on one leg. So last week we lifted the same side leg up. This time we're going to lift the opposite leg up. Okay, so whichever hand you're holding the tea with, in my case, journal, the opposite leg will be up off the ground. Okay, here we go. 30 seconds in one direction. Let's go. Now, of course, you have to manage that single leg stability now. Okay, still paying attention to how the shoulders are obviously moving. Palms are still face up to the ceiling. You want to keep that smooth rotation work happening, okay, throughout the prescribed time. Okay, so meaning you shouldn't be whizzing through or going kamikaze. Okay, it should suspiciously look the same tempo. From here, let's change directions. So the leg is still up off the ground. Our hands are moving slightly differently. So we have to reorganize the body slightly differently. And tie. Okay, here we go. Here, whichever hand you're holding, opposite leg comes off. We'll start 30 seconds from here. Let's go. So nice and simple. Again, really try and make sure, guys, that palms are facing up. So that means there's a little bit of a wrist action here. Okay, obviously those wrists get helped out by how the elbows and shoulders are moving. Okay, smooth. Last one in this direction, and then once you at the front, let's change directions. Coming back behind us. Wow. Okay, so just taking note of what the body's doing, what the shoulders are feeling like, what the coordination is doing, what the single leg stability is doing. This is the last rep, but let's wrap it up. And rest. Cool. Okay, so from here, we're going to quickly come back to our feet. Okay, sitting onto our heels if possible. So on Friday, last Friday in particular, I was doing some work that was front split bias. We did something called tib sit, which is similar to this, obviously sitting for time, okay? What we're gonna do in this position though, guys, is we're just gonna pulse a little bit, okay? So effectively, we're just gonna bounce a little bit. If this is really uncomfortable, you can obviously lean forward, deload it, you can just do this sort of thing. But if we're okay, we're gonna just pump it out, okay? And if this feels good and this is okay, we can slowly start to just shift our weight side to side as well. So we're still kind of bouncing up and down, but we're just kind of traveling, okay, side to side with the hips. So we're kind of favoring one side a little bit more than the other. Now there is going to be a little bit of rotation of the knees. Okay, so just being mindful, try and get some, okay, blood flow to the ankles, trying to open the ankles up slightly differently. And from here, we're going to just tuck the balls of our feet. Again, this is very similar to that plank stretch we'll do tomorrow. But today, what we're going to do is, okay, we're going to just pulse a little bit. Okay, so again, if it's really uncomfortable, obviously you have to lean forward, maybe even have your hands on the ground. But if you're okay, you're trying to get to the balls of your feet, just nice and simple. Legs don't have to be together. Okay, they can be apart. And again, just like the tibs, we can start to kind of just shift our weight a little bit to the side, just to kind of load areas we otherwise wouldn't get into normally. Okay, so hands onto the ground in front of your knees, keeping your bum pretty close to the heels, okay? You're gonna just simply just rock back as if you're gonna plant the heels on the ground. You're not going to, but you're gonna slowly kiss the knees on the ground and boom. Okay, so from here, guys, what we're going to get into, okay, is a little bit of a work. We're going to go into our plank first, so straight off the bat, okay, we're going to go into just a 6-second plank, isometric. Remember, your hands are under the shoulders, fingers are spread, hips are going to be tucked. You know the normal cues. Our intention is to basically connect our breath through the movement, okay? So pretty straightforward. Let's start with a simple isometric work first. So fingers are spread. Okay, hands are going to be under the shoulders, feet are glued together. Remember, this tilt is what we're talking about. So that posterior tilt as you drop the hip down towards the ground. So we're not piking up here, but we're not also, okay, doing this sort of thing. Okay, make sure you're spreading the shoulder blades throughout. We'll go in 6, 5, knee should be off, 2, tuck, and here we go. The neck is long, so your eyes should be gazed up a little bit. Weight is on your legs as well as your hands. Okay, so not everything is being dumped into your hands or upper body. Pressing the ground away, and you also try to wrap the armpits. So think about hiding the armpits when you do this. So you again try to keep a good amount of distance away from your ears and your shoulders. Keep everything around the armpit region. Weight is evenly distributed. Breath is connected. Three, 2, 1, and slowly back it off. Beautiful. Okay, so from here, we normally kind of go into, or we have been going into our diagonal stretch, okay? So remember, if you're working on a hard floor, and obviously you're gonna do this on the ground, I would probably suggest, doing this on something like a cushion, so your back knee's not smashed. Our normal front leg is in front of us, okay? Back leg is boom, so back leg, back hand, and we're gonna be reaching across, okay? Let me just demonstrate that a little bit better than what I just did there. So we normally kind of think about pushing the hip forward and around, okay? The reason I don't have a cushion today is just the way we have been working this for the second set on our feet. You have the option of working them on the ground, but if you want to try go straight onto your feet for the first set, you're more than welcome to, okay? So We're going to work the same protocol we have been. So we started with 5 reps or 5 rotations and a 5-second hold. We built it up to 10 rotations and 10-second hold. Okay. So if you want to give this a crack on your feet, that's totally fine. Or you can wait till the second set. But otherwise, okay, remember, feet are slightly turned out. This way we're going to take a step back. Boom. Okay. Back knee is going to be bent. Obviously, front knee is also going to be bent. The objective here is, remember, the hips are going to be pushed forward using your butt, and we're going to be rotating. It's a diagonal stretch, so making sure we're feeling to the front of our body as opposed to dumping into the lower back. That's a big no. Okay. So back leg, we're going to boom. Okay. Let me do it this way so I can still see you. Okay. Boom. Okay. So we have a back leg touching the opposite shoulder, back hand. Okay. We can bend the front knee as well. We're going to reach round, okay, pushing the hips forward, touching our calf, hamstring, whatever we can for that first rotation, and coming straight up, looking forward for 1. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. Here we go. 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Forward and boom. Okay, so you can see why we started on the ground. Okay, it's hard, it's not easy. Okay, so again, guys, make sure you're not cranking things up and pissing things off. Okay, work to your context. Here we go, taking a step. Okay, back leg, hand comes to the opposite shoulder. Glutes are going to drive us forward. We're going to reach around, touch a piece of us, our leg, for 1. Here we go. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Woo. Okay. Okay. So we need to be in control. That's a long story short with that. Okay. So you'll see the first rep is not where the last rep finished on. Okay. So we have to be adaptive with this. Okay. So back onto the ground. So rather than the plank, okay, the isometric hold, we're going to go to our shoulder taps. So this means the feet are going to be wider, as you guys know. And I'm just going to hold the shoulders, or that, you know, tap my shoulders. I'm just going to be there for count of 2. So it's not just kind of rushing and panicking either. Okay. Remember, the integral thing here is to make sure the hips are not twisting or dropping to either side. A good way to kind of know that is if you feel the ball joints of your feet, okay, move a little bit, that means you're probably kind of moving side to side. Yeah. So the objective is to make sure you're as sturdy as possible. So the only thing that's kind of really moving is the arm that's lifting up. Okay. Here we go. So for this, hands are going to be slightly closer than the shoulder width apart. Fingers are still spread. Knees come off, or maybe you're on your knees. We're not sure. Okay. Tuck your bottom. Neck is long. We're going to breathe in and touch. 1, 1. 1, 2. 1, 3. 1, 4. 1, 5. 1, 6. 1, 7. 1, 8. 1, 9. 1, 10. 1, 1. 1, 2. 1, 3. 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, 1, 9, 1, 10, and rest. Okay, back onto our feet, second and last set of our diagonal stretch. Okay, so again, don't try set PBs, okay, be gradual with the touches. So, when the back leg, maybe starts with touching your hamstring, then moves down to, the back of the knees, calf, then eventually towards the heels. Okay, so just be mindful. Okay, so if we're ready, let's say that position. Okay, nice and straightforward. Back leg, back hand on the opposite shoulders. And here we go. Push that hip forward, glutes are on, touch something, come up for 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, lost my balance. 6, 7, 8, 9, last one. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. Okay. Okay, that was hard. Okay, this is very hard this morning. Now I'll still do it to this side. Okay, here we go. Okay, boom, taking a step back. Okay, remember that front leg is at an angle, whatnot. Back leg. That same hand comes to the opposite shoulder. We're going to drive the hips forward, rotate around, touch. Come up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I feel like my chakras have been aligned. Okay. So from there, quick drink of water because I need it. Okay. Oh, my water's not even full. Okay. Quick drink of water, guys. And then I'll talk about what we're doing. So today is obviously the last strength and movement session. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue working on what we have been. I'm going to push the session a little bit, see what happens. Okay. That's my way of saying I'm going to finish in a little bit of conditioning, kind of the work that we originally started 15 weeks ago. Okay, so we're gonna do the work that we have been doing for the last 4 weeks, which is building on those long splits, those planche leans, the shoulder work, that B-stance RDL. And we're gonna finish on some more like gymnastic conditioning. Okay. So let's get started. So we've got our long splits first. And remember with the long splits, what we're looking to do here is effectively, we talked about it last week or in the previous weeks, okay, every week. Our hip flexors, okay, so this stuff in front of our hips here the front leg is working in this like shortened state, okay? So it's like the shortest possible while the back leg is in this lengthened state, right? So we're doing completely opposite things on both. This is why it's a little bit tricky, right? Now, we need to make sure our job is simply to make sure we create the right environment for us to be able to do this consistently. So, you know, what I want to kind of make sure, the couple of the cues that we use, is let me start at the top, take your leg back. That way you're already balanced, right? Now you can wiggle your back feet back and nice and tall and whatnot. That's the easy part. If you have a dowel at home, okay, that's cool. You can put a dowel on your back to keep yourself a little bit more upright. Yeah, our goal is to keep the torso vertical as possible. That way, we're going to initiate the movement at the front knee by driving or pulling our knees in front of our toes as much as possible. My back leg is going to be soft, but it's not going to hit the ground. Okay, so you can see in this position, what we're looking to do is we're trying to pull our chest into the thighs, into the front thigh without hinging, right? Because this vertical torso is what's starting to kind of lengthen this back leg out. Now the butt needs to be on non-negotiable. Okay, so one more time, our goal is to, as we drive the knees forward, to get the hamstring, the back of your legs, to touch the calf. That's how much we want it to be. If you have really, tight hips and shitty ankles, you may just slightly lift the ankles up ever so slightly, but then when you come up, push your heels into the ground to posture up. Okay, so the focus is on the front leg. The back leg needs to assist it. Okay, doesn't matter, okay, where the front leg goes. So if the front leg doesn't go where we want it to, meaning if the knees don't travel over the toes, we can still come down like this and you will feel a stretch through here, right? But now we're leaving things on the table for the front leg. So the priority is the front leg and then the back leg will come into play. Okay, so that's the thinking. Okay, so 10 reps is where we'll go. And, we'll kind of take a pause in each rep just to kind of make sure we settle down. The first couple of reps, we're literally finding our feet. Okay, so the distance and whatnot. Okay, here we go. We're going to travel forward. Okay, glutes are on. Press yourself down to the ground. Take that pause. Boom, drive up for 1. Here we go. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Boom. Okay, let's go to the other side. Okay, so make sure you're pushing the front 2 toes into the ground. That's really critical. Okay, posture. And here we go. We're going to travel. And adjust anything that you need to in this first one. And here we go. Drive up. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay, so hopefully everybody's still alive. From there, we're going to go straight into our planche lean. And with the planche lean, remember guys, again, we're starting that straight arm plank position. Wow, don't open the windows. From there, okay, hands are slightly turned out. Now, the reason we turn our hands out is because we want to make sure we lean as far as possible. And if we have our hands or fingers in the same position as we normally do for push-ups and things like that, we are going to be limited with that wrist flexibility. Okay, so we can just open that wrist up by turning our hands ever so slightly, but not so much that we start to lose the connection from here. So remember, the intention is to work from this region at the shoulder level. as opposed to dumping into the front of the shoulders. Okay, so 30 seconds is what we're going to go for. Okay, we start up in this plank position. As I count, we're going to be leaning forward and coming and arriving in the laces of our feet. Okay, here we go. Neck long. We'll go in 6, 5, 4. Start to lean. Start to find the position. 2. Time starts. So hips are tucked, but dropping down towards the ground. You're pressing the world away, behind you, wrapping the armpits. Neck is long. And time. Pretty straightforward. Okay. From here, B stance IDL, which is going to be standing up. Remember, B stance just relies to or implies we're going to come onto ball onto our feet. So that means we are traveling or we're shifting our weight to the working leg. Okay. We're going to have one hand on the small of the back, one hand on the chest, just to kind of make us aware of what's happening in the spine, because we want to keep the spine elongated as possible. From here, we're going to just take a slight softness of the knee, of the working leg, and then we're going to hinge at the hips. We're reaching forward. You'll feel that tension in the back of the legs. We're going to use that to pull ourselves up upright. Okay, that's 1. Here we go. Let's get busy. Hinging, coming up for number 2. Here we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, changing legs. So shift your weight over. Come by coming into ball movement of your feet and that supporting leg. Hands in position. Okay, take that slight soft knee in the working leg. Hinge. Take a pause here for the first one. Kind of elongate your spine. Let's drive up for that number 1. And let's get busy. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Okay, so from here, we're going to get to our reverse fly, which is going to be for the stuff in between our shoulder blades. Okay, so again, the big thing about this is just the position we're doing this in. Make sure we're not pissing the lower back off. Okay, so we need to be hinging at the hips. Now, to do that, take a generous bend of the knee, and we're just going to boom, okay, keep the spine long. Okay, if this is really tricky, you can also, literally come near a wall and then like literally have your butt touching the wall. Okay, the key thing though is not arching your lower back. So what tends to happen is as we fatigue, guys, we keep the same structures, but then people start to extend the lower back. Now that's everything through this space. That's when the lower back, the cucumbers of your lower back starts to scream. That's a big no. No one should feel any shit from there. Okay, so the actual work that we're doing here, as you guys know, is cues. Shoulders are relaxed. I'm going to pull the shoulders into the pocket first. Then I'm going to turn my hands out. So my thumbs are going to turn out. From there, I'm going to squeeze the shoulder blades and lift. Okay, by squeezing my shoulder blades and then boom, coming down, relaxing everything. So the cues are, okay, shoulders in the pocket, turn the hands, squeeze. Okay, here we go. Position, neck long, and shoulders, turn, lift. 1. Shoulders, turn, lift. 2. Shoulders, turn, lift. 3. Shoulders, turn, lift. 4. Shoulders, turn, lift. 5. Shoulders, turn, lift. 6. shoulders, turn, lift. 7, shoulders, turn, lift. 8, shoulders, turn, lift. 9, shoulders, turn, lift. 10, and rest. Okay, so let's get busy one more time. We're just gonna do that one more time for today. Okay, so we've been doing 3 sets normally. We'll just do one more set, just nicely flowing from one to another. Okay, everybody should know the details. As always, we're looking to kind of just build, okay, better reps on top of each other, okay? Long splits is the first thing we're gonna go with. So, for position, posture, okay? We're gonna again spend that little time at the bottom just to give ourselves quality time and attention. Okay, here we go. We're gonna drive forward, find position, make any adjustments you need to right now. Otherwise, boom, coming up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Changing it up. Here we go. Boom. Posture. Okay. When we're ready, we're going to drive our front knee forward. Position. Take a pause here. Make any adjustments you need to. When you're ready, driving up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom yaka. Perfect. Planche lean is what we're going to go into next. Okay. So 30 seconds. If I say to you, like, you're going to be as light as possible on the laces of your feet. Okay. Because the intention now, unlike the plank at the start, is to put everything on the shoulders. Okay. Here we go. Hand nice and straight forward. Hand position. Starting in that plank. We'll go in 4. Start to lean already. Find the laces of your feet, and time starts from here. Think about bringing your pelvis towards your ribs. You're tucking your hips and you're getting long. Pressing that wall away. That's the most important thing. So you should be holding yourself, using your shoulders. And time. Okay, from here, let's come onto our feet. B stance, RDL, straight forward. Almost of our feet on the supporting leg, hands in position on our torso. We'll take the hinge, take a pause, and drive it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Swapping over, hands in place, neck long, spine long. Side bend, hinge. Take a pause here, and then driving up for that first one. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo. Okay. From here, reverse flies. Okay. So remember with the turn, guys, when we turn, the shoulders should be in the pocket already. Okay. It's going to hopefully open the chest more, but that should give you the opportunity to use the stuff in between your shoulder blades, okay, to come into play. Here we go. Okay. Position, shoulders relaxed, make a fist. Okay. Shoulders, turn, lift. 1. Shoulders, turn, lift. 2. Shoulders, turn, lift. 3. Shoulders, turn, lift. 4. Shoulders, turn, lift. 5. Shoulders, turn, lift. 6. Shoulders, turn, lift. 7. Shoulders, turn, lift. 8. Shoulders, turn, lift. 9. Shoulders, turn, lift. 10. And rest. Okay, so from here, all we're going to get into pretty straight stuff, okay, nothing too crazy. We're going to go into our hollow body holds. So this is just isometric work that we're going to finish on, okay? And what we'll do is we'll go 40 seconds of hollow body, okay? 30 seconds of an arch body. And then we're going to just kind of finish it on the side body, okay? So side plank variation, okay? Nothing too crazy. So I'm going to quickly run through all the key things all at the same time. That way we can just kind of go into it, okay? Now, the big idea here is we'll always say regress to progress, okay? So I'm going to quickly show you how to regress these things because it's better to kind of do this at 100%, okay, in a regress variation rather than trying to struggle, okay, and suffer, okay, trying to do aesthetically, you know, like something that's supposed to look like a big progression kind of thing, okay? So with the hollow body, all we're going to do is we're going to be onto our back. Knees are going to be up to our chest first. Everything to the lower back and the mid back is on the ground. We're going to reach up with the hands first. And just by simply not straightening our legs, but rather taking our legs in that vector there, okay, so our body gets a little bit long, okay, this is going to then light the stuff in the middle of your body. Okay, the idea is to press the legs together, boom, so from 45, so we're not flaring the knees out, boom, okay, everything's connected. If you can, see if you can lift the tail of the bone off, okay? So, you know, even though you may be here, okay, everybody think about trying to lift the tail of the bone off, okay, throughout the movement. That's gonna just light things up in ways that you didn't know you could, okay? So that's the hollow body. So regression is gonna be just simply here. Obviously, the closer we are with the knees, the easier it's gonna be. The further out, the harder it is, okay? So we're gonna be holding this position for 40 seconds. From there, arch body, okay, is, I want you to think about this as if you're going to effectively balance on the belly button, okay? Your objective is to lift the quads off the ground by using your butt, okay? Your hands are going to be in front of you and they're going to be reaching in front of you and you're going to be picking everything up off the ground. Now, most of us can do this, okay, really raise that, you know, crank the lower back up. So the objective, this is why the legs, the focus is on the legs. Okay, so yes, the chest is off the ground, but you're gonna think about lifting the butt up, okay, or lifting the quads up, sorry. Okay, now this is a little bit too hard. You can simply reach back with the hands and again, aim for the same thing. Okay, so just make yourself a little bit smaller, but the goal is the same thing. And then the last one we're gonna do, okay, is our side plank. So effectively forearm under the shoulders. We'll have the top leg behind us, lift the hips up. And we'll just kind of hold it static, okay? Those of us who want to challenge, we'll kind of talk about what we'll do there, okay? If this is too hard, knees, bang. Okay, this is our regression. Okay, so let's start with our whole body on our backs first. We're gonna push, okay? 40 seconds is what we're gonna go for, okay? Reaching our hands forward, okay? So off, we'll go in 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, 40 seconds. Okay, too hard. Chin is not tucked into the chest, okay? So you are lifting your chest up. Toes are pointed, legs are squeezed together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa, okay. I did not expect that to be that hard for me. Okay, it is hard. Okay, so from here, 30 seconds into the arch body. We'll go in 5, 4, reach, lift, and time starts from here. So think about elongating your body. Okay, eyes are gazed up a little bit, but the neck is not cranked. Four, 3, 2, 1, and down. Straight onto our side. Okay, elbows under the shoulders, top feet away, hips come up. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. If you want, you can raise the top leg up, but the bottom hip should be up as well. Okay, that's just an extra challenge. It doesn't have to be that way. Make sure you're not dumping into the shoulders, looking straight ahead, so the head is not dropping. Okay, push the world away. Use the outside edges of your feet. Four, 3, 2, 1. Down. Okay, to the opposite side. Boom. We'll go in 4, 3, 2, bang. Okay. Okay, make sure you're not crunching. Okay, hips are stacked on top of each other, even if you're on your knees. Okay. And time. Okay, onto our backs again. We'll go into our hollow body, 40 seconds. Okay. It's about creating tension for that whole 40 seconds. Okay, here we go. Okay, reaching forward with the hands, chest is already off. The shoulder slightly, reach forward, 3, 2, 1. No. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay. Onto our front. Okay. Hands reaching. We'll go in 6, 5. Stretch, lift, and time. Remember, glutes to lift the legs up. Hands are trying to stay above the ears if you do have them in front of you. Eyes are gazed up, but not the neck is cranked. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Onto our side. Okay. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, go. And make sure the low body's loaded as well, guys. And time. Okay, to go to the side. We'll go in 5, 4, hips are up, 2, 1, boom. Okay, so again, neck is long. Shoulders are stacked on top of each other if possible. Hips are stacked on top of each other as well, if possible. And time. Okay. Let's bring it in, good people. How are you feeling?
Oh my gosh. That was good. That was full on.
Yeah.
That was everything. It was like corset.